You know what I thought I would never see, but apparently I just did? Was a bunch of Disney characters performing for an audience in North Korea. Now, these Disney characters were put forward in a play, and they went up on stage and did their whole thing. And obviously this got a lot of media attention, particularly from the Associated Press and various media outlets in the United States, and especially Disney, who didn't authorize the performance or the use of the characters, which should not be surprising, considering copyright doesn't really hold anything in a communist country whatsoever. Now, of course, Walt Disney Corporation did not actually condone this, and this is what they said. This was not licensed or authorized by the Walt Disney Company. Now, researching this, I did go ahead and look at what a lot of media outlets in the West were saying, and a lot of them said this is the first time Disney characters have been seen in the DPRK. Well, actually it's not. They have been around for a little while, not in any major role, on small things like stationery, for example, that have been imported from China. They are on there, seeing as how China is the manufacturing hub for everything Disney. Now, they've also been saying that the DPRK is claiming that they own the characters, and that's what they've been telling their public and their audience. No, they have not been telling them. They haven't. They have said that they are foreign characters, but they have not been going around and saying that they invented them and that's their own characters. Again, this is one of those claims that you can just make against North Korea, back it up with absolutely nothing, and all the little drones will go ahead and believe it based on absolutely nothing. Now, this is also an annoying thing that they always do. They said this was a performance for Kim Jong-un and it was all for him. Actually, it was a major performance for a lot of people in the state and the community. It was not all about Kim Jong-un. Not everything that goes on in North Korea is all about him. That is a perception that you have. That is a perception that you push in the media to try to make the DPRK look bad. Very successful because they do. The public does blindly believe everything you say about it because it's very easy. Now, Kim Jong-un said this is a part of a cultural change that is taking place in the country. A grandiose plan to bring about the dramatic turn in the field of literature and arts this year. Now, previously in the past, things like Disney were banned from the country, and for good reason. The BBC referred to it as paranoia about spiritual poisoning. Now, let's get to the truth about what Disney is and the ideas that they put forward in their movies and their products. I mean, these are they are poisonous things, of course. By free market principle, nothing is. It's only there and you buy it if you don't, and therefore something is only right or wrong whether or not people believe it or consume it. Therefore, there can be no truth. There can only be this lofty ideal that everything is somehow right in some way. But regardless of that, to take a look at exactly what Disney is. One, it's tremendously racist. Look at every single portrayal of Native Americans. Even go back into Peter Pan a long time ago and the way it portrayed Native Americans. It was absolutely ridiculous. Even look at Pocahontas. And they made it seem like it was... In some ways, they made it look like Native Americans attacked white colonizers for absolutely nothing. Or that there was some mysterious mutual understanding that they have to go to war. And that no side was really at fault. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. This completely abstracts from reality in every single way. In truth, it was a one-sided slaughter. Native Americans died, about 120 million of them. I mean, this is a complete lie. Look at the way the Jim Crow crows were in Dumbo. Those couldn't be any more stereotypical or insulting to African Americans. Look at the Jamaican crab in The Little Mermaid, where if you actually listen to the song that Sebastian was singing, it's like the people up there, they work and they spend their whole lives, and down here we don't work, we just lay around and do nothing. I mean, come on, that was completely a ridiculous stereotype of black people. And look at the whole princess issue. The whole princess issue was even worse. Okay, look at the utter dependency on men. Every girl is a princess, and she has to find that rich, powerful guy, and just it's he who will come along and make her life better. She has to sit around and wait for a man to come along and dictate everything. This is all inherently bound up with its glorification of monarchy. She is a princess. She will find a prince and become the king and queen. And there's none of this ridiculous idea of the virtuous king or the virtuous monarchy. This is a throwback from the Bible and King James. Now, I don't really know if King James actually existed. I highly suspect that he actually didn't. Either way, he's portrayed as a just king. There's no such thing as a just king. It's a feudal order. He's basically a feudal lord. They were not just people. They were horrible, brutal, exploitive people. They were tremendously evil. There is no just king. It's literally a fairy tale. And even look at the gender rolling that takes place in Disney movies. I don't even really have time to go into that. That's a whole long, huge thing of overemphasizing masculinity and femininity and putting people into particular roles. Like I said, the subservience to the male dictator and needing a man to do all that for you. I mean, look at, and even the semi-class conscious, look at Cinderella. What's the story, the Cinderella story that's become so iconic and is repeated in so many different genres? You're poor, everything sucks, so wait for some guy, make yourself really, really pretty, you know, go and get a big fancy dress and all that stuff, and some rich guy will come along and take you away. You're not actually capable of changing your objective situation. No. You gotta wait for a man to come out of nowhere and be your prince and take you away from all of that. Dependence? And look at something like The Little Mermaid. Ariel, what's the lesson we learned from that one, other than that Jamaican crabs don't want to get jobs? Look at, she finds the prince, and the heroic prince is going to take her away and give her a better life. What is it we learned? For a man, it's okay to give up your family, massively alter your body in order to please what is his perception of what you're supposed to be, and give up your strongest talent, which was singing. She had to give up her voice, give up your main talent, the thing that's probably the most important to you, and is unique to yourself, and possibly a thing that you could use to make yourself financially independent. Alter your body. Oh, and don't forget, remember how she went quiet, and he didn't seem to have any problem with that whatsoever. Yeah, who knows? He might have preferred that she would be really, really quiet. And all the inherently, horribly misogynistic things that come up with that. Now, these are bad things that should not exist in any kind of enlightened society whatsoever. Of course, these kinds of things are rampant throughout capitalism because, one, they serve the interests of the ruling elite, and two, they're very easy to sell and they're profitable. These things have no place in a civilized society. And frankly, they don't have any place in the DPRK either. So it makes me wonder very, very much what exactly Kim Jong-un is thinking of. What's he really doing here? Is he allowing this to come in and these kind of ridiculously and inherently totalitarian patriarchal ideas? I mean, come on. I mean, I assume Kim Jong-un or the Korean Workers' Party have some kind of plan for this, but it's making me kind of suspicious, to be perfectly honest, because these are not good things, and things that do not belong in an enlightened socialist society.